We know how external factors like society, politics, and religion can easily control people. But have you ever thought how that would affect someone's life? Well, now is the time to understand more about how people can easily diverge from their divine selves. The impacts that could happen in your life would indeed shock you. People often seek guidance or protection from other external factors by avoiding what there is within themselves. You might now think, what is God, and how we can understand His presence? Well, if you are as curious as me, let us dive in and explore more about this. When we look into the Hermetic teachings in the abelian state, it is mentioned that the human mind cannot understand fully about gods. The concept is beyond our perception. The concept of God is a very deep reality, and our human mind struggles to understand it. If you don't understand this, I'll tell you an example. Well, imagine that you are meditating. During the meditation, we will reach a point where we stop seeing, hearing, or thinking about things. Your mind will be calm, so we can say that you will only be aware of your presence. You would simply know that you exist. But apart from that, you would know nothing during that time. We can refer to that as the presence or awareness of the all. When we take the word all, it is something to avoid or a state of nothingness. From this, a lot of possibilities can emerge or be found. The void in that means the endless possibilities that can emerge to experience everything. So this can be considered as the birthplace of everything, or the paradox of existence. We can simply say God is a frequency. But why is that? Well, anything that has a form or anything that is actually tangible can be said as a creation. And all those things have some frequency or energy. And this energy can be said or explained as a vibration. And this is the basis of everything that exists. This can be understood more by looking at what Nikola Tesla said. He said, if we want to find the secrets of the universe, we need to look at the energy, frequency, and vibration. You might now find it confusing. But when you understand it a little more deeply, you will realize that each and every object has a distinct energy and frequency. So the energy from everything that rises is what we call God. When we take a look at the work of authors who wrote about God, we can understand that is the raw potential that makes every manifestation happen. According to the Kabbalah, the entire realm of manifestations is viewed as a dream within the mind of all. This endless creation does not depend on time or space, or simply we could say that it is not bound by time or space. We might think that there would be limits when doing the manifestations, but in reality there is no end. The process never ends and it continuously evolves. So the main idea here is that the creation is not anything that happens randomly, but an intentional act of thought. We won't be able to precisely understand the Creator, but we can understand the basic method of creation. And that method is nothing but imagination. Something that is really interesting is that everything that exists is the creation of imagination, and this is the core principle of imagination. No one is restricted from imagining things. We all can do or practice imagination. We can imagine and execute every plan that we have imagined. We all have that power within ourselves. But the only question that would arise is, would we be able to align with that creative force that we have? Well, our connection to the main source is not impossible or unattainable. It is present in everyone, and by aligning our thoughts and actions, we can execute our desires without any hindrance. So what is our relationship with the All? The process of creation is an endless process, like I said before, and knowing where we fit into that process is really important. The best thing that we can say is that we all are the individualization of the All. We are the consciousness that is awake and is still linked to a higher degree of consciousness. So if we need to access the All, we need to understand more about it and gain all the necessary knowledge about it. And when you gain access, you can participate actively in the creation process. There is one quote that says that if we focus more on one topic, and if we work on it, it will become a reality. It is very important to think purely to gain access to the All. But we humans are always attracted to external factors, and it is really easy for us to get distracted by everything. Our doubts and the lack of knowledge about our own intentions would become a challenge to understand the all. But what we need to understand is that we all do have the same capabilities and powers as the all. We can improve our powers by continuously working with all dedication. We need to do more practice to attain stability. When a large number of people are ready to manifest together, then the force that it would create will become unimaginable, and that would be much stronger. But if we want to fulfill our personal desires, then we need to shift this power and focus on ourselves. Having said all about that, have you ever thought about the figure of God? Does a figure even exist? So, God can be anything that you imagine. It can be in any form that you expect. When we take a look into history, we can understand that people have created a human-like figure for God. So each of these figures would be real to them and satisfy them, since it is in the form that they expect it to be. So we can say that our imagination is God. It is similar to magic. So the core principle of magic would be in the mind of the magician. They can create wonders by just imagining things and executing them accordingly. Now let us take some events that happened in the early times. Just imagine that a group of people is praying to a pagan god for rain. They might sacrifice a child to get the desired result. But why people would do that continuously if that does not work? But to modern people, this might seem absurd. So is that the God who actually works wonders when they pray? Well, it is not God, but the collective prayers of the people create the reality that they experience. The image of God is not fixed. People can visualize God in whatever form that they want it to be. Many people experience God in deeply personal ways, and cultural beliefs play a crucial role in that. We can see that many people follow numerous religions and believe in all of them equally. But on the other hand, there are some people who only focus on one religion and dedicate all their beliefs to that particular religion. When we try to present God or describe God, we share the image of the God that is created in our minds by our own imaginations, and the image of each God would be different. Another thing about God is that we won't get the love that we expect from God. It would be completely different. We might have to pay a price for the blessing of every deity. We might have to sacrifice something to get the desired result or any blessing. The personal connection with God can only be developed by you, and that would be completely based on your imagination and faith. The image of God that you have might vary when you get more and more knowledge about this matter. We all play a crucial role in carrying on the process of creation, since we are the individualization of the all. Your thoughts, beliefs, practices, and everything contribute to the divine process. We all have that potential inside us, where we can turn everything into reality by manifestation. Understanding our strengths and practicing our imagination skills are very important in this divine process. When we take a glance at the different religions, we can see that some gods have some type of gadgets, and they don't have typical human-like features. We can see the presence of angels, vimanas, and many other things. From all these things, we can think that there could have been some external creatures or forces that came and influenced the humans. If we look at it from that angle, then there would be a larger perspective, and both the known and unknown things have influenced many of the things. We all are clumps of energy, and each of us is vibrating in our own frequency. By changing our frequency, we can change the world as well. It is indeed true that magic is real. If we practice and understand it on a deeper level, then we can easily execute all our desires easily. A person can heal from everything by their beliefs, and not by what religion they follow. When you want or desire something, you need to send the right frequency, and you will get everything accordingly. This is why it is very important to understand about frequencies. We need to change our internal state to align everything with the external state and intentions. It is also said that when we come to this world, we forget our true selves. It is like we are born with a veil of amnesia, and without this, no growth would happen, and there would not be any meaning to our life. So from all this, we can conclude that frequency plays a major role in the cycle of creation. It is important to understand the frequency and how it affects the activities of your life. What do you think about this, guys? Do you think it is important to understand more about energy, vibration, and frequency to execute all the desires that you have? Let us know your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you show us your love by giving us a thumbs up. And for more similar content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.